guys a little recap of my trip to Texas to fish the Bassmaster's Bass Nation Kayak Series, the first event of the 2021 season. So I headed down Sunday morning, left Salisbury, Maryland, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I ended up driving straight through, made it to Sulphur Springs around 10:30 their time. Ended up just stopping at a rest area and taking a nap for a few hours. Got up bright and early Monday morning and got to it. The first day was very unproductive for me. I had one bite, and then a few minutes later I ended up catching a white bass or white bass hybrid. That was pretty much my first day, I didn't really have any luck. I tried 2 different areas. Couldn't find anything. Water was a little cooler for what I was looking for. Couldn't find any bait or nothing, so that was my first day. Second day, I decided to start trying to find some warmer water. I started way up north this time. Definitely found warmer water. Got off a point and ended up catching my first fish. And after that, that's all I could find that morning. I fished a pretty large area until about 2 o'clock that afternoon, and I searched and searched, and I never found anything else. Still wasn't seeing a lot of bait or anything, so decided to make a move. I went up to a little creek. Took you out into the back of a cove. I got up there about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I got up there. I got out the creek, and as I was coming out the creek, I looked back in the cove, and it was really shallow. But I seen 3 cranes. Figured there potentially could be some bait up there, seeing some bird activity up there. So I started to go up in the cove, and as soon as I did, the 3 cranes took off and bait scattered on the surface, and had a pretty good idea there was probably some fish in there. It was really grassy and really shallow, so I ended up taking a frog and making a few casts, and first 5 casts I had 3 bites and caught one. I was liking that. I ended up working around the area a little bit longer after I caught the one. Ended up, probably didn't make another 10 casts, and ended up catching another one and having 2 more bites, something like that. At that point I stopped fishing. I had a little bit of daylight left, so I started standing up and ended up finding one on a bed. I knew there were some fish in the area, so I stopped fishing there. That was Tuesday afternoon. So after Tuesday afternoon, I pretty much just started looking for areas that were the same. Wednesday morning I got up, and it started blowing Wednesday pretty good. And Wednesday morning it was supposed to blow really good, so I was definitely looking for back up in the creeks. Went to the bridge, a little caney. I ended up just casting off the bridge at first, and just off the bridge ended up having 2 bites. Just throwing a frog in the grass that was around the bridge. And I was like, hey, might as well launch. I think I probably shouldn't have. The bites told me that obviously I knew there was fish there, but I think also jinxed me because I never had another bite at that launch. Got some good sightseeing, as you can see, with the alligators. Got some good footage of them, so that was kind of cool. So after sightseeing with the gators, I decided to go ahead and make another move. I made another move just up to another one of the northern creeks. This one on the east side of the Lake Fork. Can't remember the creek names. So bad about that. And I didn't find, but I found stuff that somewhat looked similar, but it didn't have the bait, didn't have the fish. That was my Wednesday, another day of not really finding much. And really, I don't need to go through too much. I didn't find a whole lot like what I had already found. I found a couple other spots that looked good, but looked like it just didn't have the bait, and those were at different launches. And I pretty much spent Wednesday and Thursday doing that, and Friday. But Friday I actually went back to where I'd seen the fish. I didn't go up in the area where I'd caught them, but I went traveling around to see if I could find more areas like it. And about 2 miles, all I found was about 2 miles away, I did find one little area. It was real small, but I ended up having a bite out of it. it looked good. Stuff moving, bait breaking. So if nothing else, I had a little spot about 2 miles away. I found that on Friday. That was my last bit of searching. So after that, you know, I wanted to go search one more spot. I only had a couple hours of pre-fishing left. I went ahead and made a move. I'd been leaving my torpedo on and attaching the cable, and something happened, and my cable come unattached, and my power cable for my torpedo come unattached, and when I got to the next place I was going to launch, the torpedo power cable had been dragging across the ground, and it destroyed it. So I was pretty much without a torpedo for the rest of that day and the first day, or the day of the tournament. I'm a little upset, but what can you do? That's been my season. Something bad has happened before, during, or after the tournament all year this year for me. Starting with lost rod. I don't know if I left it at a ramp or if somebody snaked it out in the back of the truck as I stopped for gas or to use the bathroom or something. I really don't know. It's only one rod. Next tournament, which was Lake Seminole, I got down there and I went to try to put my foot pedals in, and somehow it attached to the GoPro, and GoPro went overboard. Spent that afternoon trying to get it back to no avail. Then this tournament, right before the tournament, I lose my torpedo. So that pretty much, you know, I had a couple spots, only one other spot in the same launch, and it was like 2 miles away. It was what it was. No. Said I was under no illusion that the spot that I had found, that I was going to be the only person that found it. I already knew that. So I get there Sunday morning, get all my stuff, and there was already somebody that slept at the ramp. And he wasn't even fishing good. As I'm sitting there, you know, we're getting loaded up, and then another guy shows up, and you know, it's just us three for the longest time. We're kind of like, cool. One of them said, if it's only us three, we'll be in good shape. And not much sooner than he get that out of the mouth, a truck with 3 kayaks pulled up. And then at least 2 or 3 more showed up out of there. There was, I think, 10 of us almost all together out of the one ramp. And it wasn't a very big ramp or big creek that we were all fishing in, but I guess I wasn't the only one that had found the fish. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to be. We all get ready. Yeah. At this point, I don't have my torpedo anymore. 5 of us get lined up on the line for the takeoff, for the launch. And of course, 4 of them are bow-mounted trolling motor guys. At this point, I'm thinking I'm going to get smoked. You know, I'm just with my foot pedals. Back to what I was saying. So, oh yeah, as I was saying, we were all lined up and we were all waiting for the 5:45. And I talked to one of the guys, the second guy that was there, the guy right after me, and he had one of them. I'm thinking I'm gonna get smoked with these guys with the trolling motors on their bow. I asked him what his top speed was, and he was like, I don't know, it to about 4-2. At that point, I started to realize I might have had a chance to get to the spot before. I knew I could do close to 5 when I truly want to on this thing. Just kind of sustain it. We didn't have very far to go. Luckily, I knew I could sustain the speed. So, 5 of us get on the line. We all start counting down. At 5:45, and I'm gone. I get out in front of all of them, and I don't look back. So I get to my spot. I'm just sitting there chilling, waiting. Just a couple minutes later, over my shoulder, all I hear is effing Hobie Outback guy. And I look, and there's a guy barely 30 yards from me. I mean, half a cast close to me, coming past me, going up in a canal. I was going to try it. That's what it is. It's not going to complain. I just thought it was hilarious. He seemed a little butthurt that he didn't beat me to the spot. Yeah, get a faster kayak, I guess. So after that, like I said, I didn't say a word to him. Just about my day. Morning, anyway. Sitting there in lines in. I work outside this little cove. I had seen 2 bidding in. Get a little swirl. Didn't get eaten, just swirled on it. So start working up in the cove and get behind this little bush. And of course, the first bite I was a little excited and whiffed on that one. Next cast, nice one, 19 3/4 incher. Crushed the frog. I got her in, got her all measured and everything. And literally, I think 3 casts later, behind the same trees, got crushed again. Had it on for a second, pulled it off. That sucks. I just keep working the same area. I've already had 2 bites in there and catch the one. Get working. I cast out in front of me and it barely hits the water, as you can see in the video. And one crushed it. get some more bites in the area. You know, that's the last one I catch in that area for the time. Get a couple more blow ups, a couple more swirls. I can't get them to commit to the frog anymore. And after that, like that's after the first hour. Another hour goes by and everything just dies down. I'm not getting any blow ups. People are getting closer. At one point I have a guy working the same bushes that I was working. So I just got fed up with it and was like, well, I'll go try my other area. Maybe nobody's there. Hopefully some fish are. I ended up picking up, and I got to pedal 2 miles. I just do it as hard as I could. It took me about 35 minutes to get there. Of course, I'm getting up to the point. You got to go around the point to see in the little cove, grassy cove that I was trying to work. And of course, I get there and somebody's already there. Now, leaving the other spot, I'm gonna go ahead and say it was a huge mistake. I should have never left. I should have just sat there, fished all day, and the fish were there. I had the right size, and I should just battle it out with people. But can't do much about it. I knew as soon as I left I was probably screwing myself. I had to go try the other spot. Definitely didn't work out for me because I'm not going to move in. And I mean, I would have had to get within 50 yards of the guy to even feel confident of fishing the area because it wasn't very big. I ended up going past him about 100 yards and start beating the bank and just with little confidence. I'd do that about 20 minutes and I'm like, what did I do? So, stop fishing and turn around and hit all the way back. And by the time I get back, of course, the one area is just inundated with people. So I'm like, hell, I might as well just pick up and go and try one of the other spots that I had located. And I tried that. Nothing. Not even really worth talking about. I'd like to slap my head on the ground for leaving. But can't do anything about it now. Just learn from my mistakes. You found the fish, just stay. They might bite again. And I already know this. That's the worst part. Either way, I had fun. I got to catch a couple nice fish on frogs. Had some more blow-ups on the frog. It's definitely a fun way to catch them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.